everybody! Squeaks and I were talking earlier and we decided that we needed some new art to hang on our refrigerator. So we put aside the whole day to make some art. Squeaks is really excited. He loves science, of course, but he's also a very good artist. What are you working on over here, Squeaks? Ooh, nice painting! It looks like your watercolor set is almost used up, though. We'll need to make some more. You can make your own watercolors, too. Here's how.
Hi everyone, Squeaks and I were just getting ready to make some paintings, but we can't find our paint. Luckily, Squeaks taught me how to make my very own watercolors, and I'd like to share how you can make them for yourself. First, we'll need to make our paints in a place where it's okay to be a little messy. We're gonna make our watercolors here in the kitchen. Next, let's find the ingredients that we'll need to make our watercolors. We'll need baking soda, white vinegar, cornstarch, and to color our paint, food coloring. And finally, let's find paper towels, a bowl, a tablespoon for measuring, a regular spoon for stirring, and something that our watercolors will dry in. We're going to use an ice tray, but you could use something else like a muffin tin or just cups. See this big measuring spoon? This is a tablespoon. We'll use it to measure our ingredients. We'll begin by combining 4 tablespoons of baking soda with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in the bowl. After you've mixed these 2 ingredients, you'll need to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of vinegar to your bowl. This mixture is fun because it gets all fizzy. You'll want to mix the ingredients with a spoon until the fizzing stops. The mixture will be ready when it's not clumpy, but a liquid. Now that we've added these ingredients, we'll spoon the mixture into 6 of the cubes of our ice cube tray. Let's fill our cubes about halfway to the top. After we've filled our cubes, let's add some color. We're going to start with primary colors. Do you remember what the primary colors are? That's right, red, yellow, and blue. We'll add a few drops of each color into separate cubes and combine them into our mixture with our spoon. It might feel a little bit sticky, but it's easy to break up and mix in. You'll also want to wipe off your spoon between colors so they don't mix with each other. Alright, so we've got red, yellow, and blue, but I think we could use some green, orange, and maybe some purple. We know that we can mix colors to create new ones, so can you tell me how to make green? I'm thinking yellow mixed with... That's right, blue. I'll add just 1 drop of blue since it's pretty dark. Then I'll add some yellow until I get the color I want. What do you think, Squeaks? I think it's pretty good too. Now, how would we make orange? Yeah, we'll mix some red with some yellow. And finally, what color should I mix together to make purple? You got it, blue and red. Now that we've got all of our colors mixed, we'll need to set our ice tray in a spot where it can sit and the mixture can dry out. The watercolors can dry at different times, so your paint might be ready overnight, or it could take up to a couple days. Once your watercolors are dry, they should look like this. Once our paints are dry, we'll grab a piece of paper, a paintbrush, and some water, and we'll be ready to paint.
Your watercolor set is all out of orange? And you need orange right now? And making watercolors can take a few days. Our day isn't ruined, buddy. You still have plenty of red paint, right? And you have plenty of yellow paint, right? Do you see where I'm going with this? That's right! You can mix colors, like red and yellow, to get other colors, like orange. Here's more about how that works.
It's perfect! Oh, hi! Squeaks and I are making pictures. I'm painting a picture of Squeaks. Squeaks, what are you painting? It's beautiful! I love the colors you used. The world is filled with all kinds of colors. Just look around you. How many colors can you name? When I'm making a painting, I like to use all of the paints that I have, but sometimes that's just not enough. And when that happens, I've got to get creative. Have you ever tried to make a new color? Well, you can. After all, painting is all about making new things, right from your imagination. And when you mix colors together, you're experimenting, trying out new things to see what happens, just like scientists do. So let's do some color experiments. First, grab a grown-up. Then find a spot where you can get a little messy. The kitchen might be a good spot. Now you'll have to grab some supplies. First, see if you have an ice cube tray. If you don't have one of those, just find 6 empty glasses. You'll also need a few paintbrushes. 3 ought to do. And finally, instead of paint, let's do our experiments with food coloring. All you'll need are red, yellow, and blue. Now, fill the ice cube tray with water, about halfway to the top. Then carefully put a few drops of each color in 3 separate cubes. So, what do we have? We added red, yellow, and blue coloring to clear water. So we have red, yellow, and blue water. Now, what would happen if we combined two of the colors together? Let's find out. Take one of your paintbrushes and put a couple of drops of yellow coloring into a cube filled with clear water. Now, use a fresh, clean brush to add a few drops of blue coloring into the same cube. What color do you think the water will be? Let's see. Mixing blue and yellow together made a whole new color, green. Can we do it again? Let's find another cube in the tray that has clear water in it. Let's mix a few drops of blue with a few drops of red. We made purple. We've got one more mix to try. This time, let's put a couple of drops of yellow in, and then a couple drops of red. Any guess what color it might make? Let's find out. Orange! So when you mix equal amounts of yellow and blue, it makes a new color, green. And when you combine yellow and red, you get orange. And red and blue mixed together make purple. But let's keep mixing the colors and keep experimenting. For example, what happens if you add 3 drops of blue and only 1 drop of red? It's purple, but a darker color. What happens if you mix the green you've made with a drop of blue? It makes a darker green. Now, those first 3 colors we started with, red, yellow, and blue, are special colors. They're called primary colors because they can't be made by mixing any other colors together. But you can mix them in different combinations to make lots of other colors. So primary colors are the main colors that can be combined in different ways to make pretty much anything else. Now that you know this, you can use what you've learned about colors when you're painting. Do you want to paint a green tree, but you don't have any green paint? Just mix yellow and blue. Want a darker green? Add more blue. Lighter green? Add more yellow. Keep playing with the colors, mixing and combining until you come up with the exact shade you're looking for.
Oh, I'm making pictures of animals out of construction paper. Making pictures out of scraps of paper is called collage, and I got the idea from one of my favorite kids book artists, Eric Carle. Yeah, he wrote The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Insects, like caterpillars, are one of my favorite types of animals to make out of construction paper. Let's watch this episode about crafting insects, and you can make one of your own along with us.
Hi everyone, Squeaks and I were just outside, and while we were enjoying the sun, we spotted a few different insects. They were so colorful and wonderful to look at that we thought we would make some insect-inspired art to brighten up our lab. We've talked about insects before on SciShow Kids, so you may remember what makes an insect an insect. One thing that all insects have in common is that they have 3 main body parts. There's the head, the part in the middle called the thorax, and the abdomen at the end. The second thing that makes an insect is that they have an exoskeleton. Insects don't have bones the way we do. Instead, they have hard skeletons on the outside of their body that they use to stand up, move around, and protect their insides. The final thing that makes an insect different from other animals is the number of legs they have. Do you remember how many? That's right, 6. So keeping these things in mind, let's make some insect art. I'm going to make my insect out of construction paper, but you can paint your insect, make it out of clay, or use stuff you find around your house. If you want to follow along with me and use construction paper, you'll need scissors, glue, a pencil, pen, or crayon, and a few different markers. Remember, if you're going to use scissors, tell a grown-up. First, I'm going to choose a few different colored pieces of paper to make my head, thorax, and abdomen. Now that I have my colors, I'll start marking where I want to cut with my pencil. Now that I have my insect parts outlined, I'll cut the different shapes out. Once I've cut out the shapes, I'll glue them together. Remember which goes where? The head goes wherever you want the front to be. The thorax goes right in the middle. And the abdomen brings up the rear. Since our insects are flat, we won't need to worry about making an exoskeleton, but we should add some legs. I'll cut another piece of construction paper into 6 strips for our 6 insect legs. Now, let's glue them to our insect's body. An insect has 3 legs on each side, and they attach to the thorax, the middle part of the body. That looks great! What do you think, Squeaks? You're right, we should add a little personality. How about a face? On the head of an insect, you'll find their antennae, mouth, and eyes. So let's add those to our insect's head. Insects are special because they have compound eyes. This means that each of their eyes are made up of smaller eyes that all work together to make one picture. And their mouths are different from ours because they have a mouth as well as biting parts that help them eat. All right, what do you think? Is she ready to hang up in the lab? Well, there you go. We made some insect-inspired art, and the lab has some bright new decorations.
Hey, Squeaks, I have an idea. Let's see what the weather is like. Hey, Fort, show me the front yard camera. Oh, it's really nice and sunny out. Thanks, Fort. I know the perfect art project to do when the sun is nice and bright. Sun prints. Sun prints are a way to take pictures using the sun and a special type of paper. Hey, Squeaks, do you remember when you and Mr. Brown made sun prints? Squeaks and I are going to go out and make some sun prints of our own, and then we'll be ready to decorate our refrigerator with all the new art.
Wow, I love that one. And this one right here, that's pretty funny. Oh, Squeaks, this was so much fun. I think I want to hang this one in the fort. Oh, hey everyone, Mr. Brown here. Squeaks and I just got back from a nature walk, and we're looking at the pictures we took together. It's such a nice sunny day today, and I couldn't help but get outside. I know, right? Spending time outdoors is one of my favorite things too. And that reminds me, Squeaks, I've been meaning to show you something awesome. You all are gonna love it too. Let me see. Check this out. It's called a sun print, and it's art I made using nothing but this paper, some water, and light from the sun. It is cool. Do you have any idea how it works? Oh, good idea, but there's no paint or printer ink on this paper. Instead, it works because of some cool science. How about I tell you a story? The art I made is called a cyanotype, or it's sometimes called a blueprint or sunprint depending on who you talk to. But no matter what you call it, it's one of the oldest ways to take a picture. The first person to figure out how to make a cyanotype was Sir John Herschel, and he did it way back in the 1840s. Then his family friend, named Anna Atkins, used paper just like this to make pictures of seaweeds. And you know what? Her pictures ended up in a book about plants that live in the water, and it was the first book ever to have photos. Aw, Squeaks, that's kind of you. But I'm not sure my cyanotype will make it in any books. Making your own cyanotype is actually pretty easy. You just take this special paper and cover it up with whatever you want to take a picture of. I wanted to make a picture of leaves, so I just took some leaves I found outside with Squeaks and set them on the paper like this. If you're using leaves like I did, it might be helpful to use some rocks or other heavy things to hold the leaves down. Then, you put your paper out in the sunshine until it changes color, after anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. Next, you just use some water to rinse the paper off. And check it out. The part of the paper that got lots of sunlight is dark blue, but the part that was hidden under the leaves is a lot lighter. How does it work? Well, it's all about the ingredients on our cyanotype paper. This paper is covered in a special mixture of ingredients, and normally these ingredients wash away when you get the paper wet. But when you put the paper outside on a sunny day, something awesome happens. The ingredients change. They react to the sun and with each other to make something new. In this case, they turn into a special blue dye called Prussian blue. And Prussian blue can't be washed away by water. So, when I rinsed my paper off, I rinsed away all the old ingredients, but the Prussian blue stayed behind. And then, I could see the blue color where sunlight hit my paper, and white or light blue where it was covered up. I agree, Squeaks. It's so fun that we can make pictures just with some special paper and the light from the sun. What do you say we go and find a special place in the fort to hang up our cyanotype?
Oh, you're right, Squeaks. Art Day was super fun. Next time you feel like being creative, we hope you'll try one of these fun art projects and make something to hang on your own refrigerator. Thanks for joining us today. If you want to keep learning, creating, and having fun with Squeaks, me, and all of our other friends, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on SciShow Kids.